I didn't know that this was happening real quick. Alright, so I didn't do the fancy. Let me pull up my. Oh, I'm sorry, this camera's trash. Alright. Life of calm. I came into this world immediately stressing my family out on March 7, 2002, 1 week before my scheduled C-section with two older sisters eagerly waiting. Simmons, age of 5, the mean, nerdy one, and Danielle, age 2, the fun, goofy one. I was almost 8 pounds, but somehow I couldn't figure out how to breathe. They immediately took me to the ICU, where I stayed on a ventilator for over a week, giving my stressed out parents and pediatricians no answer as to why I wouldn't breathe on my own. They called it wimpy white boy syndrome, and looking back at it now, I do not appreciate them saying that about me. Apparently, my mother never left my side. My sisters say to this day that that is the reason I am spoiled by her. They still refer to me as baby Jesus. My oldest sister Simmons says that I was always covered in food and breaking things. She also said when he wasn't terrorizing us, he was a great source of comic relief for the family. My mother says that I was all boy. One of my first words was outside. I always wanted to be outside from the time I could walk and was always on the move apparently. I learned to ride my bike without training wheels when I was 4, and from that moment on my mom says that I wanted to ride to preschool every day. My mother states, "You sure kept me on my toes, but that caused a lot of laughter and fun." My memories do not really begin until our family moved to a farm, which I thought was the greatest place in the world to grow up. I could ride my dirt bike anytime I wanted. I could shoot my guns, play in the woods, build fires, fix things with my dad, and shoot hoops any time of the day because there were no neighbors around to get upset. I loved having lots of pets and learning about the challenges of having chickens and horses. I loved learning to hunt as well. The only drawback is that I didn't have anyone nearby to play with, so I spent a lot of time alone, which I suppose made for a great imagination. Getting to and from school took about 25 minutes, and I did not like that. As I got older and started playing sports, I would go home a lot with friends so that I did not have to ride back and forth to the farm. One major event that I believe affected me as a child was when I went to a 3 week camp in North Carolina, Camp on Damon, not knowing anyone when I was 12 years old. I was not a big fan of staying away from home anyway at this point. In the very beginning of camp, I sliced my leg open and had to get stitches, so I could not do any of the lake activities that I mostly was interested in, like kayaking and sailing, for about 4 days. I still have the scar. It's like right there. It's on my leg. Um, After 2 weeks of the camp, one of the young sailing counselors was putting a sailboat into the lake and the mast hit a power line, and he was electrocuted and died immediately. And I didn't see it, but a lot of my good friends that were there, they saw it, and they said it was awful. I was out on like a rock climbing trip, and we weren't allowed to have phones at the camp, and they didn't tell the counselors because they didn't want them to know while they were out with us. But when we got back, it was bad. This was the first time that I experienced death for the first hand and so closely without the support of my family. As I look back, the camp handled it very well, though conversations around the campfire and prayer. I believe this has made me stronger spiritually and has helped me when I've been faced with death. For instance, my grandfather 3 years ago. Over 2 years ago, my family sold the farm, which was a big change for us all, but we moved into town. It changed a lot of things socially for me. My house became the hangout for everything. All my friends know the garage code and just come and go as they please. I have continued to be heavily involved with school activities, especially sports. I think that playing team sports requires a certain amount of discipline and assists in molding character. I have participated in football and soccer all of high school. I've loved it and hated at times and hated it. The 3 mile. Um, but in the end, I know I will undoubtedly miss them. My senior year soccer season, unfortunately, was cut extremely short by by the pandemic coronavirus. I believe I miss this more than anything right now, other than just not seeing my friends. It is a strange time for everyone since we all will be heading off to college. No, I'm gonna fix that. I'll be heading off to college, and it seems like we will have no real conclusion to these formative years. On top of that, my family is moving to Colombia in the next 2 months, so many things are changing for me. While I'm excited for this next chapter in my life, I have concerns about how the next few months will fall. I've had a very privileged life, and I am thankful for all those who've been a part of it. All right. No.